The Michael Carrick train is rolling. 3 points against City, 3 points against Arsenal.
Imagine this. Old Trafford, silent again.
Manchester United showing new resilience under new management.
Not because of defeat, but because something is missing. A man who never shouted, never chased the spotlight, yet quietly changed everything. And now, he's gone. What really happens if Michael Carrick leaves Manchester United? The managerial dynamics at Manchester United over the past decade have often been described as a cycle of destruction and rebuilding that never reached a point of stable operational maturity. However, the emergence of Michael Carrick as interim head coach in early 2026 has introduced a new variable into the club's equation for success. Following Ruben Amorim's sudden dismissal, Carrick has served not only as a temporary goalkeeper, but also as the architect of the restoration of an identity long lost at Old Trafford. An analysis of the potential impact should Michael Carrick leave his position requires a deep understanding of the history, tactics, and psychosocial structure of the current squad. Given the precedent of systemic failure that followed his departure in 2021, questions about Carrick's future are not merely a matter of personnel turnover, but a matter of the club's philosophical continuity. Hard lessons from 2021. To understand what might happen if Carrick leaves in 2026, the analysis must begin by revisiting the events of late 2021. At that time, Carrick took over a team in disarray following the dismissal of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. During his brief tenure, which lasted only 3 matches, Carrick achieved results that exceeded expectations by defeating Villarreal in the Champions League, holding Chelsea to a draw at Stamford Bridge, and defeating Arsenal at Old Trafford. These successes were driven by tactical decisiveness and composure that stood in stark contrast to the previous turbulence, including the bold decision to bench Cristiano Ronaldo for the sake of team balance. Carrick's decision to leave the club following Ralf Rangnick's appointment in December 2021 proved to be a negative turning point for Manchester United. Without Carrick's technical guidance, the transition to Rangnick's gegenpressing style failed completely because the existing squad was not designed for such physical intensity. As a result, the club experienced a drastic decline in performance and morale, culminating in the club's worst ever Premier League campaign to that point. Tactical evolution, from Amorim's rigidity to Carrick's flexibility. One of the most immediate consequences of Carrick's departure would be the loss of the tactical framework that revitalized United's attack in 2026. Under Ruben Amorim, the team was stuck in a rigid 3-4-3 system, which often isolated creative players like Bruno Fernandes and limited the roles of traditional wingers. Carrick, on the other hand, has reinstated a 4-2-3-1 formation that can transform into a 4-4-2 when defending, a change that strikes a balance between defensive solidity and attacking freedom. Attacking structure and central dominance. Carrick's tactical philosophy is rooted in his own experience as a world-class midfielder. Control, spatial intelligence, and patient ball circulation. At Middlesbrough, his team consistently ranked among the championship's top passers, emphasizing short-range connections to manipulate the opposing defensive block. At United, he applied similar principles using a double pivot that was intensively linked to the center-backs, creating a central trap for opponents attempting to press high. If Carrick leaves, this structure risks being dismantled again by a new manager who might want to impose a different philosophy. The tactical adjustments Carrick has made, such as giving Luke Shaw the freedom to push higher up the field or allowing Matheus Cunha to roam freely, have created a sense of excitement that had been missing in the locker room. His departure could see players revert to more restrictive roles, which in turn would reduce the goal-scoring output that has recently improved significantly. The case of Kobbie Mainoo. Perhaps the most critical consequence of Carrick's departure is the potential stunting of young talent's development, particularly Kobbie Mainoo's. The relationship between Carrick and Mainoo was not merely that of coach and player, but rather mentor and protégé, a bond that had existed since Mainoo was 13 years old. Under Ruben Amorim's guidance, Mainoo rarely saw playing time as he was deemed unsuited to the Portuguese manager's physical system. Carrick recognized that Mainoo's issue wasn't his ability, but rather the need for psychological recovery following a period of isolation. By placing full trust in him and refraining from overwhelming Mainoo with excessive tactical criticism upon his return, Carrick successfully reignited the rhythm and flow of the young midfielder's play. Data shows that since Carrick took over, Mainoo has become a key player in United's midfield stability. Minutes played. Mainoo has played every minute in Carrick's first 3 matches, in contrast to 0 starting minutes under Amorim during the same season. Defensive efficiency. Mainoo has won more ball recoveries in the central third, 13 times, than any other teammate since mid-January 2026. Attacking contribution. He has recorded 7 key passes in his first 5 matches, demonstrating a balanced box-to-box role. Carrick's departure will leave a significant void in the guidance needed by young players like Mainoo. Without a coach who has an intrinsic understanding of the role of the defensive midfielder and the creative hub, Mainoo risks slipping back into a fringe role if the next manager prefers experienced, ready-made players to achieve immediate results. Furthermore, Carrick's commitment to the academy, evidenced by his attendance at U21 matches and the call-up of 15-year-olds like JJ Gabriel to first-team training, shows that he is a guardian of the club's 89-year tradition of academy inclusion.
Carrick, as a former world-class defensive midfielder, offers unique insights to Manchester United's recruitment department that might be lost if he were to leave. The primary focus right now is replacing the vital role played by Casemiro, who has announced his intention to leave the club at the end of the 2025-26 season. Casemiro has seen a resurgence in form under Carrick, scoring 8 goals and providing the stability the midfield needs. Carrick has openly acknowledged the gaping hole the Brazilian will leave behind and the importance of finding the right profile to connect the team mentally and emotionally. If Carrick leaves before this replacement process is complete, Manchester United risks getting caught in a cycle of panic buying. New managers often demand players with entirely different profiles, leading to a mix of players from different eras in the squad. The current squad already consists of players signed by 5 different managers: Mourinho, Solskjaer, Ten Hag, Van Gaal, and Amorim. And Carrick's departure would exacerbate this technical mismatch. Carrick's main appeal to the players is his empathetic and human approach, which stands in stark contrast to the authoritarian leadership of his predecessors. One of the most radical changes he has implemented is the introduction of a mandatory day off following a match, a policy never enforced by either Louis van Gaal or Erik ten Hag.